we'll see some facts and figures which was stated in an article on ILO.org, which is a website of the International Labour Organization. Stated that there are about 13 million children, that is about 8.8% of children in Latin America and the Caribbean who are engaged in child labor. And another statistics, in the Middle East and in Northern Africa, there are about 9.2 million children, that is about 8.4% of children, again, who are slaves to child labor. With this, I step into my topic, that is child labor. And the reason of my speech is to persuade you all about the evils of child labor. And my arguments would be about child labor being a social evil, being a curse to the society. Next, child labor does not end poverty. Next, I would like to talk also about the steps to eradicate child labor. With this, I would like to move on to my next slide. Is child labor a curse or a social evil of the society? Yes, it's definitely both. As stated in What is Child Labor by ILO.org on the 24th of July 2014. Child labor is defined to be that which deprives children of their childhood, their potential, their dignity, and anything that harms their physical and mental development. That is what child labor is. And the next thing I would like to talk about is the different forms of child labor. For example, the sale and trafficking of children, forced or compulsory labor, recruitment of children for use in armed conflict, that is taking place a lot in Africa, and offering of a child for pornography. The next argument I would like to talk about is child labor a means to end poverty? No, definitely not. Poverty is considered to be the root cause of child labor. As stated by Zahid Naeem et al. In Child Labor in Relation to Poverty in the International Journal of Health Sciences, which was stated on the website ncbi.nlm.nih.gov on the 24th of July 2014. Poverty is the root cause which forces parents to employ their children to get meager earnings, which is not even sufficient to meet their needs. So the only way to uproot child labor completely from the society is to tackle the problem of poverty, which is a far reach for us. The government should provide compensation to these poor parents to provide for them to send their children to school instead of going out to the fields to work. Right here, you can see a graph, a chart which is plotted, which shows that 82% of the child labor, the cause of child labor is poverty, while the others are a very meager amount. Next, I would like to talk about the steps to eradicate child labor. Eradicating child labor is a far dream, but it is definitely possible. The International Labour Organization, that is the ILO, has started a red card movement against child labor to completely eradicate child labor and to educate the public about stopping child labor. According to an article which was published on the website un.org, The article was named UN Cheers for Goals Against Child Labor as the World Cup Kicks Off. In that, it was stated that the UN International Labour Organization hopes to eliminate child labor by the year 2016. So everyone in this world is moving towards eliminating child labor. But are you and I doing anything about it? This is what I would like to convey through my speech. And this is another short video that I would like to show you. Finally, I would like to conclude by restating my arguments that child labor is a social evil and a curse to the society. Child labor is not a means to end poverty, and we also talked about the steps to eradicate child labor from our community. Please help stop child labor. With this, I conclude my speech. Thank you.